Morning YouTube, this is Chuck Jennels and I want to welcome you to Screaming Hot Arizona. My patio right now at this minute is 97 degrees. Shop's about 80, so the shop's nice. But it's way too hot to be outside doing anything, especially if you're in the sun. I mean, it'll just cook your brains. So I'm kind of liking doing this scrapping stuff a little more than I did in the past. So let me show you what we're doing today. Maybe I can get you right over there from here. We'll see. So if you look at my bench, what you're looking at here is a ceiling fan motor. I've seen several people take these apart in different ways, and some of them are okay and some of them just are not good. So don't like setting stuff on fire, especially coppers, because some yards will not take burnt copper like that when you burn it. I don't know why that is, but these are a little bit of a bear to get apart. And what you got to realize is the case on it is the problem. This is the motor case. There's two sides to it. It sandwiches on here, like and the bearings are on each side. So the bearings create a problem. And then you got the stator itself that's right here that has a copper. And besides that, these are also bolted to this steel ring this way. And to get this off, I don't know if you can see how this has been up and whatnot. The screws, oh, I'm too close. The screws wouldn't come out, so I had to cut them off. And then where you see this here, I had a pry bar, and I would take, this isn't what I use, but when it's on here like this, it's really sealed really hard on here. So you got to stick something in here and pry it like this all the way around and keep doing that to get them apart, so it's a real pain in the butt. So you get this for steel, you get this for steel. You get, these are the fan covers, the two pieces of the fan cover. This is all steel, so it's not worth a lot, it's worth a little. I think our steel was like 9.8 cents a pound or 10 cents a pound or something like that. I don't remember. But once you get inside, you still got this steel. And you got the bearings, you got the shaft in the middle, but the windings here are a little difficult. You can't even move these right now, so I'll show you what some have done, and I'll show you what I think I'm going to do. I'll be back. So I'm partial to a vise to hold it. Now this is a big 5-inch. I've got I think that's a 3 over on the other bench. But to get these out, I've seen guys do all kinds of things. There's two things that I don't mind and one that I really like, but you lose a little copper on the one. So what we're looking at is cutting these and then pulling them through from the other side. But to make it easier on yourself, if you go through here and you do this and pull it up just a little bit, like that, you can just go like that, pull them up, and you got enough room where if you're going to use dikes, and you just come down from the top, and it cuts fairly easy. Well, that one isn't for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe it got too big here. There we go. There it is. Now, that's the mistake you don't want to make. You got to cut every one of these. And if you don't, they're going to be a bear to get out. So, this is one way. And you can still go to the other side here and pull these out. And it helps a little bit if you take your screwdriver and fold them over like that, get them a little straighter before you pull them. They just pull much easier, see there? Okay, so I've seen people not do that, not lift them up first. And I've seen people do this, use a pair of tin snips. Now these are aviation tin snips. I'm way too close. And the yellow handled ones cut straight, and I think the red ones cut right to the right and the green ones cut to the left. I don't remember that for sure, but I know these cut straight because they're yellow. So what you'd want to do here is basically the same as the dikes. I'll try to stay out of the way as much as I can here and go in and cut it. Now these cut a little bit easier. There, and you're all cut through. And again, if you want to take a screwdriver and push the wire bundle up, like so, before you pry it down, and just go like that. Now that's really easy. What's a little bit easier, but you lose a little bit of copper. Now, I mean, there's not a boatload of copper in here to start with. And if you take this Dremel tool, and you can go and cut these, you don't have to worry about pulling them up or anything, you can cut these right here. The reason I said Dremel tool instead of a cut-off wheel on a grinder is, I don't know if you can see how thin this is. This little bitty cut-off wheel there, it can't be, it might be a 32nd, it's not a 16th, I know that. So you're going to lose a little bit, but I don't know that that's enough to be concerned with, because there isn't that much here to start with. But obviously you want to get as much as you can. And it's real time consuming, because in order to get all this copper out, because this is just the outer row, and then you've got the inner row here to do the same thing with. So by the time you stretch all these out and cut them, and as you can see, the metal's starting to work here. So you're going to get this steel anyhow, and I've seen guys on some of the other motors where they have the wrapping, it's a plastic wrapping and a string, it's like a wax string that holds all this together, and they burn it off. And to me, that's not good, because my yard, if it's burnt, you'll either not get the whole price of the copper, or they won't accept it, and it just depends on how badly burnt it is. So anyhow, this is the way we're going to do it, and at this point, I prefer the tin snips. I think you get a little bit more leverage on these, and it's copper, so it's soft and it cuts easier. The dikes, these are really good. These are lineman dikes from Klein Tools, and they're good, but they're not made to cut big bundles like that. They're usually single strand stuff. So anyhow, we're not going to burn this. We're going to pull this copper out like this, then we'll weigh it at the end to see how much we got. But and I'm not sure if I'm going to do the Dremel tool or not. I've got a cut-off wheel in it, and maybe I'll show you. What the heck? What's the worst can happen? Okay. So, which ones haven't I done yet? I haven't done this one. So it's a little bit faster, and you can see the copper dust that was in the air and on here. So you're going to lose that little bit. I don't know, I'm going to toss up on which one to go to. So anyhow, I'm going to raise these other ones up all the way around, and maybe I'll just put it on high speed when I get ready to pull them all. So we'll raise these. And I'll try it with the side cutters. but the vise sure makes this easier. I can do it without it, but then you're chasing the thing around the top of the bench, and I just don't like it. So we'll do it this way. This isn't a special screwdriver, it's just a flat blade. So that's all the outer ring. So, and we've taken 1, 2, 3, 4 cut. So we will go in here. That goes through. See, it's not too bad, as I say, and I don't cut this one. That one was bad. But it's still, it's cut. Yeah, I think the snips are a little bit easier. And there's no copper loss with these. So let me start pulling these, and I'll cut the rest of the way around, and I'll be back. Alright guys, I'm partial of the way around here, and what I've been doing, and I had forgot this, I use a pair of needle nose on these sometimes, because to me this is easier than using a screwdriver just to take them and do what I'm doing right there. Just grab the whole bundle and twist it up. Very fast. I mean, this whole thing is time intensive, but anything you can do to save yourself some time is good. So those are all up now. Little safety hint, if you're going to hold up here, these are really sharp and you will tear a hand open. So don't do that. Let's see if we can get one of these out with just a screwdriver. Should be able to. Yeah, there it goes. There it is. There's the first one. And that was pretty quick. I mean, that one came up very fast. And this one will too, I'm sure. Just like so. See, now they're all straight up in the air. So they just pull right out. And this will work on the inners too. As you can see that next row in there. And every once in a while you get one that's a little nasty like that one that didn't want to come out. You just gotta not be nice to it and get it out of there. Now see, this one doesn't really want to come, but it has no choice. See, what part of the problem is here, some of these are really doubled up more than others. Some of them aren't as bad as others. So, now see, this one I didn't get straightened up as much. There, and that's where he didn't want to come out. So just be patient and work on it. And again, another reason I really like a vise is this. You can get it. You can actually loosen what you're working on if you're prying to the side. If you pry this way, you're prying into the jaws. So it's this much better. This way. Like I say, we will weigh this just for giggles to see how much copper's around. I would guess, thing is how small, there's probably half a pound, you know, maybe as much as 10 ounces here. There's not a lot, so that's another reason you don't want to spend a whole lot of time on this, because you can be doing something else. But I'm not going to throw away this much copper. You know, I just can't do it. I'd have nightmares if I did that. Okay, that's the whole outer row. So let me loosen up the inner row, get them pried up, then we'll take them out. And that'll be about it after before the weigh, then I'll weigh it. I might even weigh out some of the steel. I'm guessing there may be 6 pounds of steel, including the covers. So steel at 10 cents a pound, so we can figure that out. All right, I'll be back. All right, so I might be a little off on my weight on copper. This is just the outer row, and we're at 5.4. You can see the ounces checked on the scale. So there might be, there might even be 10 ounces here. Okay, be back. All right, guys, that was 3 minutes. I used the Dremel tool on this, and as you can see, I think, you can see the copper there. Look how fine it is. There's hardly any here. I would suggest, if you're going to do this, wear a mask. I have a mask on, not because of COVID, but because this dust will hurt you. But a couple minutes, and there it is. So all we got to do is straighten them now and pull them out, and then we'll weigh those. All right, guys, the inners are all out. 4 minutes to get all those out. So 3 minutes to cut them and 4 minutes to get them out. And here they are on the bench. We will go weigh those. Those others were 5.4 ounces, so let's see what these weigh. Okay, I got the steel on the scale. Hopefully it'll stay there. And that's the stator itself, the 2 end bells here, and 1 ring, this ring here. And we're weighing 4 pounds, 5.2 ounces. So I'd definitely do another one of these fan motors, and I've done, this is the second or third one now. So for the copper and a little bit of steel and more steel there and some of the brackets, yeah, I would do that again. If nothing else, it keeps me out of trouble. So anyhow, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share, subscribe, give it a good comment, come back again. And hopefully you get more for your stuff than I'm getting for this. Thank you for watching.